Hello, everyone. Welcome to another orientation session. At Vallath, we are determined to help you to get through all these exams and start a career. Our enthusiastic team members, Jobin David and Ankita Ganguly, are here with me.
Hello. Hi.
So we are going to talk about the syllabus and our strategy. And very importantly, we are going to talk about a lot of PYQs. Both paper 1 and paper 2. So Jobin, shall I share the screen?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sure.
Okay. So this is Karnataka set orientation. As all of you know, hundreds and thousands of people write Karnataka set. And we are very proud because a lot of students from Vallath have cleared Karnataka set in flying colors because of their hard work. So this time also, we are going to help you if you need our help. We'll be here in YouTube. We'll also do a course which you can attend if you're interested. So before we go into the PYQs, you might be interested to know about our course. In case you are wondering, here are the details. Vallath Karnataka set course is a 3-month course. We'll go till December. We'll have classes 6 to 8 p.m. on Monday to Friday and 7 to 8:30 a.m. If you are doing our net course, do not join this. You don't need any other course. Net course is very comprehensive. In this course, we will teach you live. Major areas we will teach you with the net course, same. And other areas will give an overview in detail. So you have many classes. It is almost like a net course. With this program, you will also pass net. Online live sessions, recorded videos with lifetime access, polls and quizzes, PDF notes, extensive revision, and mock tests before the exam. You are wondering how much do we charge for that? So many classes, but because we planned this course in August, and August is the 77th anniversary. This year it is the 77th anniversary of our independence. All the courses we planned in August have 7,700 rupees only. Isn't that amazing? This is a heavily discounted price. The actual price we have set for this is 15,000. So this is like half price, 50%. Now you are wondering, what is the syllabus? How do we prepare? Ankita, tell them a little bit.
Yes. So as ma'am has already said, KSET is almost like our net. And the syllabus is also exactly the same. The things we study for net, like drama, poetry, fiction, short story, non-fiction, English in India, theory, criticism, language, the elements, the topics are same, right? So if you are acquainted with the syllabus of net, if you have studied the things starting from British literature to theory and criticism and cultural studies, this exam will also be very easy for you, right? So, and if you prepare with us, the things will be extra easier for you. And the bonus point is, if you prepare with us, you know net, you have already suppose cracked net, so KSET will be like a cakewalk for you because you already know things, and it will be like a mini version of net for you and very easy. And all the topics will be very comprehensively, very elaborately covered in our course. So if you have net or if you know about net, it is almost a baby version KSET, almost similar. So KSET course, our course will help you immensely to pass this exam.
Wonderful. So everybody is eager to look at the previous year questions. I think we'll start with paper 1.
Yes, ma'am. Sure. We'll start with paper 1.
We have Jobin here eager to discuss all the major areas with you. We'll go to the first question. Before that, the syllabus, Jobin.
Yeah, paper one, we have the same syllabus as net as Angada said, it is a miniature of the net exam, what we have teaching, research, ICT, communication, mathematics, what we have, data interpretation, what we have, logical reasoning, people development and environment, higher education, and we have a comprehension passage with what we have. That is a syllabus in a glance. And now we will go to the PYQ. So the first question is like NAAC is or and. Is it a recognizing body? Is it a accrediting body? Is it affiliating body? Is it an auditing body? So NAAC, it comes under the higher education part where you have. So basically you have to have an idea that when it is coming to the net part, you will be more having a statement level questions about NAAC and like what are their objectives and all. This is a direct question. Like when you study about NAAC, this is a very direct question that you have. Obviously, the answer is it's like B that you have. It's an accrediting body. NAAC is an accrediting body. So that is it. So we'll go to the next question now. One by one, we'll look in a in a very quick manner. Which of the following is not the characteristics of Swayam Prabha? Okay. Swayam Prabha is one of the sure short questions in net. And like last time we had 2 questions from Swayam Prabha and Swayam in the net also in 2024, like in the CBT exam and also in the OMR exam. So Swayam Prabha is a sure shot in all those set net and all. So like if you have learned this Swayam Prabha, it is easy to answer. You know that it is a group of DTH channels. It's a learning resource. It's a 24/7 accessibility tab. So it's you. The keyword is not the characteristic. So it's not a platform for more MOOC is the answer. D is the option there. Yeah. And then coming to the next one is what is the main purpose of including references and citations? In research aptitude, this is one of the main topics. That is what references and citations. We have to study many citation styles like MLA, APA, all those things, Chicago style, all those styles what we want to study. So they are asking in a general question, what is the main purpose of that? Obviously, like by reading the question, you can get the answer. To make the paper more visually appealing, no. To give credit to the work and ideas of other researchers, obviously, like to increase the word count, obviously not. Like all those like options, like maybe it is not the options that I have made. As ma'am is saying, okay, I can see that. I can check that this is the option made by you. No, it's not like that. It is the option given by them only. It's an easy options. Like you can get the answer from that. That is a option B that you have to give credit to the work and ideas of other researchers. That is what. And next to the next question, when we are going, it's from the communication part that we have. So basic types of communication, modes of communication. We have intrapersonal, interpersonal, all those. So like it's very easy. Which type of communication promotes collaborative learning in classroom? Like when in the word suggests like collaborative learning. Obviously, it is group communication. It's not intrapersonal, interpersonal. It's group communication only. That's it. So it's very like when you study if you study the basic concepts as you have studied in net, it will be easy. Methane, a greenhouse gas, is emitted from. It's a question from people, development, and environment. It's a vast portion what we have to study in for net. Same as here, what we want to study, but these questions are very much basic questions. What we cover in our classes, like for PDF, like people development and all. Methane, it's a greenhouse gas, is emitted from which all portions it is like landfills, construction debris, wetlands, and e-waste. Obviously, it's not e-waste. So you can eliminate all the options in A, B, and D. Like all 4 are there, so that you can relate. It is not from methane, is not from e-waste. So obviously, the option without 4 is only C, 1 and 3. That is how you can relate. It's very easy. It's not hard or like net that you can choose. That C is the option. Yeah. So the next one is in which year the EduSat, the first Indian satellite built exclusively to serve educational sector launch. As like it's a GK question that you have in our classes, in paper 1 classes and also paper 2 classes, we will discuss or we are discussing the current updates of all those papers, like exactly paper 1, paper 2. So last time we have discussed all those current updates regarding higher education, teaching aptitude, people development and all. So EduSat was also discussed last in the net classes. So the answer is C, 2004. It's a GK, general knowledge question. It's from higher education part that you have. So it's C, that is like 2004. The next question, what we are going is, which one of the following organizations maintains the database related to allocation of IP address? It is a question from the ICT part. ICT, the syllabus is a very small syllabus what we have for net. But then the questions with net, it is like we have conversion questions and all from net. But as related with the KSET questions, they don't have any conversion questions or any mathematical questions related to ICT. Basically, these terms questions they ask, like basic terms and all. The answer goes with C, Internet Corporation for Assigned Names and Numbers. That is what the answer is, C. And to the next question, it is a maths question that you have. This is a part where that you like they are standard questions, but it's a solvable one, not a like very harder type of questions that you approach in net and all. But like this time, our students were able to crack the like maths and data interpretation like in the paper one, because like in both shifts it was actually it's a data interpretation was easy and also difficult, but they were able to do because through the continuous practice that we give. So it is like on the top, there's a percentage question that we have. I'm not discussing how to do it and all. Like we will study in a very detailed manner about the percentage on all those things. The answer is 2000 here. Okay, the answer is 2000. Answer B is the option. Okay, to the next question. It's from the logical reasoning part. Actually, what I have analyzed in the KSET question papers that in the PYQ, we have some of the syllogism questions in the logical reasoning. That is two simple questions that they are asking, like all cats are dogs, all dogs are animals, all that question, syllogism one. And also they are asking reasoning type of question like direction and all those like figures they are giving. So it is easy to understand. Like you can see that there are 4 security guards. And like they are, the question is like they are diagonally moving opposite to each other. P and R is moving. Okay, P and R is moving diagonally opposite. So P will be in the position of Q. R will be in the position of S. Now they are again taking a clockwise direction turn. Okay. Now then R will go to its R will go to the position of Q. P will go to the position of S and out. Sorry, R and out. So the position which is like which is unmanned. Unmanned means which is no man, no security guard is there. That is the position which was originally P was there. That is southeast. Yeah, that's the position which will be unmanned where like no security guards is there. So that is southeast. The answer is southeast. And to the next question, it is from higher education part that we have. The last question was from the logical reasoning. This is like what is the major purpose of choice-based credit semester system? By reading the options, to reduce the number of courses, no. And C, to standardize all courses, no. To eliminate examination, no. So obviously to provide flexibility in course selection and credit accumulation. By seeing the options itself, you can arrive at the answer. That is what. It's very easy to arrive at the answer. Like if you know about the things very clearly, it's very easy. So like we'll have a comprehensive approach of all those topics in paper one. And it's also when if you're watching or if you're studying for net and all, it's very easy. They like Ankita is already said. That is it, ma'am.
Yes. So I think it is very important that you all write this exam. It will give you a lot of confidence.
Yes.
And then you should write net also.
Yes.
Amazing. It is for a very small price that we are giving the course here. If you take it, you will easily pass KSET, and that will be a great opportunity for your career also. Yeah. So shall we proceed with paper 2? Ankita, you and I are going to talk about paper 2 together. 10 units. Starting from the beginnings. Drama, poetry, fiction and short story, non-fiction. You have to study all the major periods of the modern and postmodern age. And also you have to look at British, American, Indian, post-colonial. Then we have language, English in India, culture studies, literary criticism, literary theory, and research methods. You know what? These topics are there for many of the research, assistant professor exams also, PSC exams also are following the same topics. Our Lokesh Pujari is telling us in YouTube that he is preparing for the assistant professor exam. I wish you all the best. All of you take one course with us and you will get material for a lifetime. For all exams, you can use that material. Even UPSC students are using that material, our material. So just be confident you can do it. We are with you. So shall we go into PYQs? Arrange the following events in the history of English language in the chronological order. Norman conquest, 1066. Anglo-Saxon invasions, they came before the Norman conquest. And then Scandinavian invasions, retreat of the Romans. I think the retreat of the Romans came before all this. Even if you know one of these, you will know the answer. Isn't it, Ankita? First,
Yes.
Romans retreated, then Anglo-Saxons came, then Scandinavian invasions happened, then the Norman conquest happened, and Norman conquest was the beginning of the Middle English period.
Yes.
That's right. Ankita, would you like to read?
Which of the following statements is not true of Areopagitica? It argues for the liberty of unlicensed printing. It was published in 1644. It is a speech addressed to the Parliament of England, or it pleads for British privileges regarding free trade. So obviously we know the last option is wrong, because this work by Milton, it talked about the liberty of unlicensed printing. It was published in 1644, but the last option is wrong.
Correct. So like it is in paper 1, this is easy. And after you study with us, all this will become very easy. We teach you very deeply, because we want you to pass set exam, the net exam, and also assistant professor exam. No shortcuts. We do things in such a way that you will have lifelong learning, and also in such a way that you don't need any other coaching for any other exam pertaining to English literature. Which of William Makepeace Thackeray's novels' closing lines are these? Which of us is happy in this world? Which of us has his desire, or having it is satisfied? It is the very famous novel Vanity Fair, where Becky Sharp is desiring more and more and more, and finally she is ending up in trouble, tragedy. And then Thackeray is saying a statement about vanity and desire and greed, and he's showing that it is very human to desire more and more and more. Okay, Ankita?
Which of the following works does not have a mad woman as a character in it? The Yellow Wallpaper, The Mad Woman in the Attic, White Sargasso Sea, or Jane Eyre? Obviously, option B, The Mad Woman in the Attic, it's a work of literary theory. It's not a work of fiction or non-fiction. I mean, it's a work of literary theory, and it does not have a mad woman character in it. It's a work of feminist criticism by Sandra Gilbert and Susan Gubar. The other works, The Yellow Wallpaper, White Sargasso Sea, and Jane Eyre, these novels had mad women characters in them.
Correct. Which of the Upanishads is alluded to in the last section of the wasteland? Is it Ishopanishad, Kena Upanishad, Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, or Mandukya Upanishad? It is Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. On the banks of the Ganges, thunder is saying Da. Prajapati is a character in Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, and thunder is saying the sound is Da. Da is Datta, Dayatvam, Damyata. That means to solve the problems of this wasteland, we have to give, we have to sympathize and control. That is also easy. Ankita?
In This Gift of English, Alok Mukherjee argues that English in India until recently was affiliated to Brahmanical hegemony. The present class of students is increasingly from the Bahujan Samaj. British literature continues to be the core of English studies in India. English is no longer a language of power in India. And from all these 4 options, the 1 to 3 and correct. That is, English in India until recently was affiliated to Brahmanical hegemony. The present class of students is increasingly from the Bahujan Samaj, and British literature continues to be the core of English studies in India.
This is easy to answer again, because he will definitely not say English is no longer a language of power in India, which is not true. So even Jobin, who has not studied English literature, will be able to answer this. Anybody can answer. So the trick in the exam is to keep cool. Don't get stressed. Seeing this big question, don't get worried. Don't think, oh my God, this is difficult. I don't know. If you think like that, you will go wrong. Relax, and like you are a student of generally a student with general knowledge like that, if you think you'll be able to answer. One thing is important for KSET, you need to know English language. If you cannot understand English language and the question, obviously you cannot answer. So those of you who studied in Kannada medium, those of you who studied, in distance education, etc., should read a lot, should listen to English. Please don't study English in Kannada or Hindi for that matter, because it will be very difficult in exams for you to follow what is being written there, what is being communicated. So please relax and face the exam. Ankita, I have a throat strain. Will you please read this as well?
What was the language policy of the Indian National Congress during the colonial period? Option A, the Indian National Congress supported the use of Indian languages exclusively during colonial period. The Indian National Congress supported the use of English exclusively during the colonial period. The Indian National Congress supported the use of Hindi as the national language during the colonial period. Last option, the Indian National Congress supported the use of multiple national languages, including English, during the colonial period. So one trick is, yes, we will never go for extreme options like English exclusively. So here the last option is correct, that the Indian National Congress supported the use of multiple national languages, including English, during the colonial period. So balance.
Yeah, very good. That's a very good point. The only American poet to receive 4 Pulitzer Prizes for poetry was it Ezra Pound, Robert Frost, E.E. Cummings, or Walt Whitman? It was Robert Frost who got 4 Pulitzer Prizes, and Eugene O'Neill got 4 Pulitzer Prizes for drama. So there are questions based on awards also. Remember that. Okay.
Which novel by Charles Dickens did F.R. Lewis discuss in the Great Tradition? Oliver Twist, Great Expectations, Hard Times, or Dombey and Son? So in the Great Tradition, Dickens talked about hard times. And again, please be very careful about the chronology of these writers and their works, both their birth years and the chronology in which their novels came. So
Yeah.
please be very careful. Yes.
Correct. And in F.R. Lewis's Great Tradition, F.R. Lewis talks about Jane Austen, George Eliot, Joseph Conrad, and Henry James as the greatest writers of English tradition. Ankita?
The humanities and the sciences were in fact 2 cultures. This was suggested by whom? F.R. Lewis in the Great Tradition, C.P. Snow in his Reed lecture, W.H. Auden in his Oxford Lectures in Poetry, or Aldous Huxley in his Oxford Lectures in Poetry. So the correct answer is, it was suggested by C.P. Snow in his Reed lecture.
And it is very important that Dr. S. Radhakrishnan said that without going together, neither of these is useful. Humanities and sciences should go hand in hand. Dr. Radhakrishnan said that famously. Now, code switching refers to mixing of H and L variations, mixing of first language and second languages, mixing of speech and writing, and mixing of old and contemporary words. Mixing of H and L variations means mixing of high and low variations. High language and low means everyday language. If you mix that also, it is code switching. Mixing of first and second languages, everybody knows that is the main idea of code switching. Code switching is English, for example. You mix English with Hindi. Mixing of speech and writing is absolutely wrong. So even if you don't know 1, you know 3 is wrong. So you can say 1 and 2, and that is the answer. Which of these terms were given circulation by Mikhail Bakhtin? Heteroglossia, dialogic and carnival, dialogic, carnival and interpellation, dialogic, heteroglossia residual, dialogic, carnival and objective correlative. As Jobin was saying, in our NET exam, there will be very in-depth statement type questions, etc. But for KSET, it is like a baby exam, as Ankita said, just the beginning level. So after KSET, you will easily pass NET. If you're preparing for NET, write KSET because it will give you confidence. If you are preparing for KSET, after that, write NET because that is only higher in degree. The answer is, of course, everybody knows, heteroglossia, dialogic, and carnival. Interpolation is an idea given by Louis Althusser, as you might know, a Marxist thinker. Now, what is an archetype? Ankita, can you read the options and explain?
So what is an archetype? A character from the comic book Asterix the Gaul, the ability to communicate to a large audience, an ideal or model after which others are patterned, or none of the above. And here the correct answer is yes, an ideal or model after which others are patterned. An archetype, a type or a model which keeps on repeating.
We have archetypal criticism, which looks at literature in terms of archetypes. Major figures in archetypal criticism are Northrop Frye, Maud Botkin, etc. It was Carl Jung who first talked about the archetype. There are 4 main archetypes in human societies: the self, the persona, the shadow, and anima or animus. There are also many other lists of archetypes. It is interesting to read about them. It defines your personality types, knowing your archetype. Ankita?
In The Two Uses of Language, I.A. Richards describes what? The denotative and connotative uses of language, the scientific and emotive uses of language, conventional and original uses of language, or rhetorical and non-rhetorical use of language. So here the correct answer is option B, the scientific and emotive uses of language.
Of which he gave importance to the emotive use, which is the language of poetry. Right. Ankita?
Cleant Brooks argues that irony and paradox are characteristics of the language of what? Only metaphysical poetry, only modernist poetry, all poetry, or only French symbolist poetry? The correct answer is all poetry, because Cleant Brooks was a major figure of new criticism, and he believed that irony and paradox are the characteristics of the language of all poetry.
And irony and paradox are linguistic devices that constitute the form of poetry. So that brings us to the end of this short and sweet discussion on previous year questions of KSET. We will be back with more. Ankita, a lot of people are waiting to know the KSET and JK set, all the set, WB set, all the sets that are coming up. Will you do a series on PYQs and remind them that we have a course in case they need it, so that they can take the benefit of it? And you know what? If you take a small KSET course with us, you might even pass NET, because KSET is the first step, the gateway. Right, Jobin?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, that's correct.
So that's all from us, guys. I hope you liked this discussion, and I hope we have inspired you to read more and study more. So thank you from Team Vallath. Bye.